Hello, 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 everyone. Mike Arnold here, co-founder, Pat Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino, giving a very quick update. Just wanted to show a drastic shift. Had a few moments. We've been discussing the ticks and, as always, the VIX. By the way, potential double bottom. Yes, this is valid in the S&P. I will be especially watching that after lunch. We are in choppy to slightly bullish mode. And I will tell you why I'm in that mode. Hello, Connor. So we had a flush out move this morning, breaking below the prior lows, and now we're getting things shifting again to the bullish mode. So this is a key area. I'm watching 36, 28, 25 on the S&P. Also critical is the Nasdaq. Now the Nasdaq flushed down below these key lows, our key low from Monday and our key low from the overnight slash early European session, and now is back above it. We start getting above about 10,950 in the NASDAQ, and especially in that one, since it's been the weakest, then I will focus on the stronger. We do not have a potential double bottom in the NASDAQ, so I will focus on the double bottom in the S&P. 3650, 3661 are the two main targets. Why this final target? This is the move that started it. So those are the two major targets. All right, now what has shifted for the people trying to learn stuff? First, let's just get to the VIX. Again, this is the CFD. But you see here, all this key resistance up here. By the way, this isn't a double top because the targets extend beyond the move. So they extend beyond here, but we started breaking down. This is the earliest I could jump on. However, about 30 minutes ago, you got the key close on that 15-minute. Watching now for the gap fill. Yes, technical analysis works just fine for gap fills on the VIX. But now, prior support. So you had prior resistance here, not quite down there with yesterday, retested this morning, and now that is key resistance, and we are back. It was support, now broken key resistance. So even if this retests a little rally and we stay in choppy mode through lunch, that's now key resistance. But I'm watching with the VIX going for the gap fill. That's why it's choppy to bullish from people tuning in with the tick. Let me review that. Trying to give a little less. So I stayed a little into the open, and you see how couldn't really get any sustained move above zero. Retested, remember, these 1200 spike downs are potentially reversal moves. We got a spike down, and then what happened? You started to get the key breaks above zero. Above zero, and you see how it's pushing higher. And no, I do not trade, by the way, double bottoms on the tick or anything else. They are not valid. What you can watch. Now I'm just putting this line in there temporarily, so you see resistance, 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 support. Okay, so this is something drastically shifted. And if we go down to the micro time frame, you start watching your moving averages and keep an eye. It's going to take a number of more minutes, but as this starts pulling up with repeated moves of back to zero and sustaining, you see here, even on the 1 minute, you can't get those push downs like earlier. See, here were the earlier push downs. Look at the lows from the negative ticks. And then, all right, push downs only to 600. Now the push down's really to 200. You're starting to see how it's stair stepping up. So that is something there. I'm just giving you some more information real time with the tick. So going to keep an eye, again, those 1 hour potential double bottom on the S&P. We did get the flush out move, tempting to trigger some stops and to see if any breakdown could hold. The breakdown did not hold. NASDAQ back above, prior resistance now becoming support. You look at the Dow breaking up nicely All right. And if you were watching this for a little short-term pattern, just showing how breakout, retest, and now moving back up. So this just watching that for that retest area. So the Dow holding up, again, up 60 basis points. The Russell, decent reversal, tried to spike down, could not get to 87.5, and pretty strong reversal. By the way, no double bottom here. The one thing that why I'm putting it out there is for the S&P. Now, in terms of your spiders and your Qs, what do I have on here from earlier? And this is the stuff we teach. Finally got that close above the 62.5, so now we're closing in on the gap fill. That shifted the probabilities right there. Rejection from 62, rejection from the 62, move above and close above. This is the full gap fills to 360.04. We're nearly there. Now this is prior significance if you're trading the spiders. Prior significance reports support becoming resistance. So going into, especially after lunch, if we do break through this and hold, then this will be key support. And your next resistance zone is shifting up to 361.30 area. For your Qs, same difference. Here's your gap fill. You're going to get the close above the 62.5. Your gap fills to 266.18. Key support now is coming back about 264.40. So those are the key levels on that, but things have shifted. Now this isn't trending strongly bullish. This is choppy bullish for me. So it's still, this is not where you just go, let me just rot. From my perspective, not where you just let it ride. I can occasionally update stops. This has to be managed a little more closely, especially going into lunchtime. But we have some reversals. You see off that open, we had that cluster, could not get a key close below there on the larger time frames. You see here's the 15-minute closing at that key cluster, closing above the cluster, within the cluster, closing within the cluster, and then the reversal move back up. So that's some key information for everybody with the VIX. I already went through that, but just checking in, even on a little rally, don't freak out with a little rally if you're trying to play it from the bullish side, because this key support is now resistance. We'll mark it off there on the charts. All right. I know this is technically not midday. The title is enabled midday. Don't have another late morning before lunch thumbnail handy, so that's why the update is coming out now. With the market being choppier, that will last me especially through a lunch. We had the little pullback in the notes earlier, could not hold, pretty strong reversal in the notes, still watching for this, tackling the 111.17 final target in there. And by the way, no double top right there in the notes, because you can see move that started it, second and third targets are below it. So this would just be a reversal move if we did break down below 110.31 for targeting the most recent low area. With that, I will wrap it up for now. Again, by the way, this double bottom, it's valid on the 1 hour, so I am watching for a 1 hour. Anything less is nearly a triple. This is still technically the same side of the double from the early morning, but that means if you're playing with the more conservative entries, would need a close above 36.28.25 on a 1 hour basis to consider that. That's where we stand for now. I will chat with everyone later today. Thank you for tuning in. Bye for now.